Welcome back to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Welcome back to Erica Peitler, author, Leadership Rigor. Erica, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Michael. Happy to be here with you.
I'm glad you're here, too. All right, give us some background on yourself briefly and also what your company, Leadership Rigor, does. Your book, excuse me.
My book. So I am a leadership performance coach. My background is I actually went to school and graduated from pharmacy school. So I went into the healthcare profession. I was in sales and marketing and had a myriad of professional opportunities in big corporate America. Focused a lot on turnaround and bringing clarity and simplicity to complicated problems. So after about 20 years, I decided what I'm really passionate about is leadership development, and I didn't want to just be in one narrow industry. So I decided to get certified as a leadership coach, open up my own business, and now what I do professionally is coach not only mid-sized to larger CEOs and team leaders in organizations, but I construct customized leadership journeys to help intact leadership teams actually move from wherever they are to the next level of high performance in their life cycle. And the book Leadership Rigor, which actually provides a footprint for a lot of the customization of these journeys, is a book that I like to say, unlocks the black box mystery of leadership. It tells you how to understand what leading yourself is all about, leading teams is all about, and then what is it like to lead at the organizational level.
Okay. All right. In performance-based organization, talent management, leadership development, and succession planning are the priorities. Open that up for me.
Yeah. And so one of the things I love to help leaders at the organizational level understand is, there are 6 things that you have to do as an organizational leader. You have to create an environment that has safe space so people can perform. You have to have a culture that allows people to really be aligned and energized. You got to get the right people on the bus with talent. You need to know where to play and how to win. You need to know how you measure performance. You have to communicate. And in a performance-based organization where results and behaviors are equally important, that talent bucket that I mentioned, understanding who the right players are at this time for this role, and that you have a bench that's deep enough to help scale and sustain your business, one of the most critical roles for CEOs and senior leaders today.
I bet you've had some interesting conversations going over that with leadership.
Oh, yeah. And, and I did that really quickly, but, we unpack that and spend a lot of time on it because there's a lot of different components. But it's a fascinating area because most leaders don't even realize what their real job is. They think running the business in the business is what they need to do. But really, at the leadership level, it's can you look at the business and work on it so that you can really shape it?
Yeah, well, there's some different types of leadership because there's introverted and extroverted leaders. And how do you deal with the difference on those two?
So that's a fantastic question because I'm a real big fan of MBTI, Myers-Briggs, which you must know a little bit about perhaps as well because introverted and extroverted leaders, very different. And here's a fascinating thing, Michael. What do you think the population split is between introverts and extroverts if you're going to take a guess?
I'd say there's probably more introverts.
There's actually 50-50 split in the U.S. It just feels a little bit imbalanced depending on where we are. Extroverts think that there are more extroverts. But on a 50-50 split, the interesting thing about the different styles of leadership is the research suggests you could be an introverted leader or extroverted leader, and you are equally likely to be successful. What's different is what's the experience like? And the most important thing for leaders, whether you're introverted or extroverted, is can you flex? So if you're an introverted leader, can you wake up, jump up, and really say, hey, I got to put out a lot of energy today. I'm going to be speaking in front of my organization or my board and really project that energy. If you're an extroverted leader, you have to be mindful to flex and be able to be quiet, be able to listen, and create space for others.
Maybe I misspoke because there's probably more introverted leaders in some areas, like maybe I would think tech versus sports. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely, there are some preferences that would be very natural for people, right? So, if you are, you're right, geeky, techie, you love being with your thoughts and deep diving into the complexities of things. So a characteristic of introverts is they like to do a deep dive, whereas an extrovert, they like to talk about a lot of different things, maybe at a much more surface level.
How do you build a healthy team dynamic?
It's one of the things that is the most challenging in business, because if it were that easy, we'd have a lot more high-performing teams and high-performing organizations. The thing that I have learned about it, and the thing that I help organizations understand, is it's a process. And it's a process that you have to have some conscious discipline about. It's something that you have to be willing to do the work on, and you have to be willing to invest time, because there are stages that a team has to go through. And the first stage, which we all struggle through, is can we build trust with each other? And fundamentally, trust is a difficult thing for a lot of people. A lot of us want to earn it. Some want to give it. We have to be able to really be vulnerable with each other to have a high-performance team. And that permission to do that having that trust, allows us to do several other things that are on the path for high performance. Will you engage in productive conflict and be able to have a great debate about different ideas? If you don't, you're going to get groupthink, and you're not going to have a high-performing team. You're going to have a team that's pretty mediocre. Do you have a unified commitment to something? Are you all in? Are you all willing to do the work and be focused on what I like to call weology versus meology? Are you accountable? Do you do what you say what you do you deliver? And then can you get collective results? And that pathway sounds pretty simple, but it's really rigorous and really challenging. And like I said, if you don't have the trust at the beginning, very difficult to get all the way through to that high performance level.
There is so many more things I want to talk about. Let me get one more question in before we close. We got about a minute left, but I want you to come back, because I know there's some case studies that everybody's going to get something out of on this. Last one that I can get out. Is your organization practicing performance-based principles? How do you know yes or no, and I need to tweak it?
So the answer to that is, it's a lot about how it feels in the environment. Like I said, performance-based principles are, you have an equal balance between getting the results, delivering the business, bringing in the top line and bottom line revenue and profit, but also that you are conscious about how you get the work done. And you get the work done with a focus on communication and relationship building skills. And you don't just mow people down or blow people away in service of getting the end results and supporting whatever means to get there. So it feels collaborative. It feels cooperative. It feels energizing. It feels respectful. And people will have the necessary conversations that they need to have, and they'll work on the relationships to repair them even after they screw them up.
All right, we've got to go for now. Real quick, how do they get your book?
Yeah, so it's on Amazon.com. It's called Leadership Rigor, Rigor. You can also look at my website, Erica, Erica, Peitler, Peitler.com, and I'm on Twitter and LinkedIn as well.
Erica, thank you. I'm going to ask you to come back later.
Thanks, Michael.
You're welcome. Erica Peitler, author, Leadership Rigor, ericapeitler.com. You've been listening to CEO Money with Michael Yorba. Thanks for listening. We'll be back with more content for you.